The Inside Edge Network is brought to you by Fanatics. Fanatics isn't just our name, it's who we are. Loyal, passionate fans, dedicated to our favorite teams and athletes to the sports we love. That's why we're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest collection of official sports apparel and sports jerseys from all the leagues, teams, and players you love. We're talking NFL, Major League Baseball, NBA, National Hockey League, the NCAA. I'm a wrestling guy as well. We got WWE apparel available too. It allows us to serve fans of football, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, golf, and everything else that gets your heart pumping. Go to fanatics.com by using the QR code on your screen right now to celebrate your teams. It's right there in the corner of your screen. Get your official gear. Level up with us at fanatics.com.
This is Midnight Run on the Inside Edge Network. Here's your host, Anthony Alford.
Dude, I cannot wait for my order of W Energy to be here. It'll be here tomorrow. I had it set up for it, but it'll be here tomorrow. Because here's the problem with coffee. I love coffee, but here's the problem. Welcome to Midnight Run, here with you until 1 o'clock. The problem with coffee at this time of night is that I don't sleep until 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. And I have to work at 9 a.m. So and get ready at 8 a.m. So that's the difference between coffee, which, we're off, we're going. And then W Energy is just going to put me in a good mood to get through what I need to get through. And then I can safely go to bed. So I will be in a much better state once my W Energy drink arrives here coming up on Monday, which, by the way, QR code, corner of the screen. You go to the website, insideedgenetwork.com/partners, and you can see the link to get the W Energy. Oh, and use the promo code InsideEdge10, 10% off. Boom. Yeah, there it is right there. I'm gonna be in much better shape when my W Energy drink arrives or protein arrives. Man, no sugars. That's the difference. Loads of different flavors and stuff. No artificial sugars. Just a lot of stuff. All right, welcome to the show. I'm Double A Anthony Alford here with you. The Golden Child, Eli Moon, is my producer. You'll see him throughout the hour. And Eli and Chad had a great discussion in the opening segment of Inside Edge Primetime, previewing the Guardians. In fact, the Cleveland Guardians, here we go. I guess officially it's opening day. It's official. I mean, it was opening night on Netflix, but the real opening day, Eli and Chad, they're going to have you covered 9 o'clock later tonight, leading into Guardians and Mariners. But I do want to start with the Cavaliers. They lost. They lost bad. 120-103. And I worry about certain things. I never want to jump the gun on certain things and make a statement that I can't take back. I don't want to do that. I don't want to make a harsh statement that I can't take back. But I had bad thoughts watching the Cavs. And I get it. And we heard it on the broadcast several times that there were 5 rotational players missing from the Cavs. It was like, all right, we get it. You're still getting your ass kicked. Okay, we get it. All right. And again, credit to the Cavs in the third quarter. They made a big run. They actually took the lead for a brief moment, and then they ran out of gas. But listen, I don't need to be reminded, they're missing these players. It's the NBA. It's the NBA. Your coach calls you out. Be better. And they weren't. The Miami Heat waxed you. They just did. And the same Miami Heat team that came into this game on a 5-game losing streak. you got waxed. And I wanted to, again, point out, because it's the same issue. It's the same issue every night. It's how many three-pointers you've given up. And on this night, the Miami Heat made 18 three-pointers. 18 three-pointers. Now, I remember watching basketball not too long ago, probably, I would say 10 years ago, watching basketball. And I remember there was a time when if a team hit 12 three-pointers in a game, it's a special night. Well, here with this effing team, it's a nightly occurrence. It's like Opus, literally, for every team that goes out. And this is a Miami Heat team, by the way, who typically averages 35 three-point attempts. That's their max. 35 three-point attempts, nothing higher. They attempted 45 three-pointers. So when you're facing the Cavaliers, it's just effing open gym. It's intramurals. And when you are facing the Cavaliers, any one of us can go out there and hit up some three-pointers at the rec. It's rec league basketball. It's intramurals when it comes to shooting the three-pointer. Now, I think, obviously, there are some critical things, and I'm going to play in a few moments. I don't want to play tonight's Kenny Atkinson's presser. Yesterday or today, Kenny Atkinson was like how we fought back. We're going to dive back into last night's presser in a little bit because there's some key pointers. And I do wish StreamYard we had the ability to like pause and play video mid, but I think if we pause, it starts over and we can't do that because there's some critical moments. But it's clear and obvious. I'm trying to be nice. And you see some of the highlights. Thank you to Eli for putting those up. A couple things defensively. The personnel, for the most part, is there. It's there. I mean, everybody has the ability at times to defend. They just don't want to do it. And they're not communicating. They're not doing the necessary things needed to consistently close out and be in the right spots. It's just they just choose. They're choosing not to do it. And this team is really, really, really playing dangerous games. They're playing with fire. And when you play with fire, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, and the first round exit might be a stupid prize that you might get if this doesn't improve. Again, I'm trying really hard not to overreact on certain things. I'm trying to be mindful that this was night 2 of a back-to-back. I'm trying to be mindful that Miami probably was desperate. You know, you drop 5 straight, you come out hot, you're missing player. I'm trying. But if you continue to play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. It's obvious they need both Evan Mobley and Jared Allen defensively. What they provide, what those two big men provide in the paint, it allows the perimeter defenders to take more chances on the perimeter, on the outside, to take more risk. When one of them is missing, whether it's now Jared Allen, and he's trending in the right direction, by the way, or Evan Mobley, if one of those two are missing, the entire complexion of our defense changes. And we're seeing that. We're seeing that in the worst way. So if we want any chance of going deep in these playoffs, we need both of those guys healthy, ready to go in the postseason defensively. There's no excuse. You have to have both of them out there healthy. It just has to happen. If one of those guys are missing in the playoffs, you can kiss a championship goodbye. You have to have both Evan Mobley and Jared Allen on the floor healthy because defensively, you're facing teams that are bigger than you, that are, that have perimeter threats on the outside. We need both of those guys healthy. So that's number one. Number two, defensively, I would hope that at this point we would have been able to find somebody defensively to replace Isaac Okoro. A very uncomfortable conversation because offensively he wasn't worth a damn. Offensively, it was 4-on-5. But defensively, he handled all of your critical matchups that you needed to be handled. And one DeAndre Hunter later and one Lonzo Ball later. We're still trying to figure things out. Hopefully Tyson, who has been hurt, hopefully he comes back. He can fill those gaps. And I'm hoping Kenny Atkinson can make him once again a viable piece in the playoff rotation. We'll see. But let's go back to the comments that Kenny Atkinson made Tuesday night after their win against the Orlando Magic and what he had to say about the defense. And we're going to kind of pick apart what he said and what he meant in certain parts of what he said. Take a look.
Kenny, what did you think the way that Donovan and James were working in this night?
Great. I mean, they're two talented players that understand the game. High-level scorers, high-level playmakers. But I just told the team in the locker room, if we're going to play defense like this, we're going to have a short playoff stint. Right now we have a mentality that we're just going to outscore people. And we all know when it comes playoff time, it's not going to be that easy offensively. You're not always going to shoot like we're scoring now. So if we're giving up 132 points, 128, I don't know, seems like every game, we're not going anywhere.
What did you think the biggest issue defensively?
Everything. So it's the compete level, and then along with the compete level, there's an IQ level, an understanding of the game. So if you're slipping in both areas, you give up 132 points. And the last part of that is communication, right? So if your compete level's not there defensively, you're missing closeouts or not understanding personnel. That's the IQ part, right? And then they're sliding in for offensive rebounds all the time, and that's so we got to decide. We got 2 weeks to figure it out, and that's a challenge for this group. But right now, we just think we can outscore people.
So that was courtesy of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Again, that was Tuesday night's press conference after the Orlando game. That was not tonight's press conference. But he mentioned three things, and I want to break down each level here. The compete level, the IQ level, and the communication. He did not mention that we didn't have and he's going to be classy about it, but it's true. He did not mention he didn't have the players to be able to pull this off. But the compete level, that's just flat out effort. That's just effort. That's just get your ass out there and perform and defend. This is not open gym. Get your ass out there and defend. That's the compete level. That's effort. That's not there. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. The IQ level. So that's partly on the players. That's also on coaching. Are you not putting your players in the best position to succeed? I mean, I know J.B. Bickerstaff and his coaches, they have faults offensively, but defensively, the players knew where they needed to be. Defensively, the Cavaliers were one of the top-ranked defensive teams in the NBA. And then last year, we were still in the top 10. We are slipping. Right now, I think we're 14th in defensive ranking. Slipping on both ends, missing closeouts. Who's supposed to be out there? Now, I will leave this here. Part of it is multiple different lineups. I understand that. And that's where the communication comes in. Are we not talking? Are the leaders not mentioning where you need to be in certain situations? So the lack of effort, the lack of knowledge, and the lack of talking. This is what you get. Oh, and by the way, 15 straight games where the Cavaliers have given up over 100 points. Miami scored 120 tonight. 15 straight games. We're now over a month since the Cavaliers have held a team under 100 points. So, there you go. 10 games to go until the playoffs to figure something out, to figure anything out. We'll see. We'll see. The beauty of the schedule, you get to run it back with the same team on Friday at the same location on Friday. It's going to be Cavs and Heat again on Friday night. We will not be on the air Friday night, but hopefully compete level, IQ level, communication, all of that is improved. All right. On to the Browns. More stuff that you might be like, come on, man. Come on. Come on. I have to bring this up. If Shedeur Sanders is not starting week 1, if you're the Browns, would you be upset? Okay, all right, okay. There is a scenario in place where, Ty Simpson, thanks, Dan Olowski. Ty Simpson's been in the news. We'll talk about Ty Simpson in the next segment. Would you be upset if Shedeur Sanders is not starting week 1 because your week 1 starter is Deshaun Watson? I want to point out, I actually predicted that this would happen. And the reason why I think it's going to happen, and I think a lot of people will be upset, and on the short term of things, I'm going to be upset, is because Deshaun Watson is an ideal open gym intramurals practice player. Deshaun Watson, how many reports have we heard from credible reporters? How many reports have we heard about Deshaun Watson looks like an elite level quarterback in practice? He stands out above everybody else. We've heard that from everybody, almost everybody, about Deshaun Watson. I'm telling you right now, I think there's a strong chance. I think there's a decent chance, I should say, at least, that Deshaun's going to start week 1. And it should really upset you, because I truly believe Shedeur Sanders is good enough to warrant 17 starts. You build talent around him. I think Shedeur Sanders, you're going to have something. The problem is, Todd Monken, this is his first head coaching opportunity. I've said this before. Todd Monken, this might be his only shot at being a head coach. And they're going to utilize a system that you could only trot out during camp. Deshaun is going to ball out during camp. I'm telling you what's going to happen. He's going to ball out during camp. And Deshaun's he's going to be the week 1 starter. Now, my prediction is that he's going to start week 1 and he's going to look awful. And they're going to give him another start in week 2. And by the middle of the second game, he's going to be 2 or 3 interceptions deep. They're going to put in Shedeur Sanders, and then Shedeur Sanders will start the rest of the games. To which, if my scenario plays out, the Browns are idiots, because at that point, you should have started Shedeur Sanders from week 1 in camp. But Deshaun's just one of those guys that it's going to look great in practice. Now, I'm going to say this. Don't take offense. Don't take offense if Deshaun Watson, if he's back in that role. I get it. I understand. You ain't trying to see him. I get it. I get it. But if you owned a 2017 Tesla and you finally had an opportunity to get behind the wheel and finally give it one last opportunity, would you pass up on it? Would you want to pass up on it? I mean, you've been paying for it for the last several years. I mean, your life savings is on a Tesla that's in the garage, that's been stuck in the garage for the last several years. You've only been able to give it a few good spins, and that's it. But you've always wanted that Tesla. You always wanted that Tesla. You moved away from the Baker Mayfield Toyota Camry to get this Tesla. You wanted to elevate and get something better. But you couldn't drive the Tesla because for whatever reason, you didn't pay attention to the Carfax history. You was just happy to have the Tesla. You got your tax refund money, boom, boom, there it is. But instead, you had to drive beat down cars, older vehicles, or underperforming vehicles that only get you to point A to point B. You finally have your vacation car. So don't take offense. I'm seeing people like, oh, it would be a slap. Don't take offense if the Browns go out of their way to give Deshaun Watson that one final look. If you're paying $250 million, don't you want to give every ounce of opportunity to see if it's even worth it just a little bit? Just a bit. Just a tad. I don't know. I will say this, though. Excitement for the fan. I mean, you are risking huge backlash if you are putting Deshaun out there. That's just perception. It really is. There are fans excited to see the new look, Shedeur Sanders or whoever you put out there. And if it's Deshaun, you're telling your fans, oh, we're the same old Browns. So Shedeur what I'm saying is Shedeur Sanders has to lock down the job during training camp. He has to. He doesn't have a choice. Otherwise, Deshaun Watson is starting week 1. Now, there is something that could happen in the draft that could shift this entire conversation. And if it does happen, do you just say, screw the draft plans or screw the, whatever plans, and you roll with this? We talked Fernando Mendoza and Ty Simpson coming up next. AlleyRoseFragrances.com. AlleyRoseFragrances.com. And I can't tell you these last few days how much better my place has been smelling with that lemon bar candle. It's been sitting right over there in my living room. Listen, Cavaliers were getting beat down tonight. Then I flick over to Netflix. They're having a 5-hour pregame show leading in the Yankees-Giants, and then the game finally starts, and the Yankees beating down the San Francisco Giants. Nothing sports-wise was going right in that living room. But I was chilled because of Alley Rose Fragrances and the spring candle that is available that you can have in your home, the lemon bar candles. And we're not kidding when it comes to longer burn times. Folks, I've had these candles here since Saturday. I have a ton more candle to go. So much more to go. In the past, when I've had candles, it would be gone already. But this one, I have so much more to go. And it could be yours. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, AlleyRoseFragrances.com, whether it's the spring candle collection, or if you're in the mood for Christmas all year long, get the Christmas tree candle or lavender candle. You get all that. And if you have a special someone or, whoever it may be, you want also a good body mist as well. We want to be fresh all the time. AlleyWellsFragrances.com, AlleyWellsFragrances.com. And for first-time customers, use the promo code InsideEdge20 to get 20% off your order. The link is on the QR code in the corner of your screen. Go ahead, check it out. AlleyWellsFragrances.com. Back after this.
This is Midnight Run on the Inside Edge Network. Here's your host, Anthony Alford.
You know, there's going to come a time where you're going to want to sign Myles Garrett jersey, or, man, you want one of these bad boys signed. And officially made sportsmemorabilia.com has you covered. Oh my goodness. When you think baseball, you think records and stuff like that, having a signed baseball, having a framed jersey, having a frame, whatever, sportsmemorabilia.com, they have you covered, man. They really do. And it's a lot of cool stuff. I actually went to the website earlier today to check out some stuff. And every time I go to the site, every time there's like new stuff to check out. And what's great is that every sport seemingly is covered. You're an NFL fan, we got you covered. NBA fan, you're covered. Baseball, let's go. If you're a lacrosse fan, I mean, you're all covered. You got things locked in. And I just popped up the website, and if you're a wrestling fan, this is pretty cool. John Cena. John Cena has like a signed WWE championship belt, championship titles. You can have that, or I don't know, since you're up at 12:29 a.m. here on the East Coast, maybe you want a signed Torrey Wilson Playboy magazine photo. Oh, yeah. Sportsmemorabilia.com. They got that cover for you. You can get that. Man, listen. Oh, my goodness. I have it up. Hold up. I'm going to give me 2 sec. No, I'm going to have to convert it. It won't work here. But go to the link. Go to the QR code. Have a Playboy. Man, I might actually buy that myself. It's an 8x10 photo. Torrey Wilson, WWE Hall of Famer, she posed for Playboy back in 2004. She has a signed magazine on this website, sportsmemorabilia.com. Not even joking. That's really cool stuff. Oh, my goodness. There's another one. 8x10 Playboy. Hold on. I'm going to have to, Eli, I'm going to save this photo and then convert it. And I will show you guys later in the show a photo of Torrey Wilson that you can get at sportsmemorabilia.com. I'll have it for you coming up. But yeah, QR code, check it out. It's a great site. A lot of cool stuff there. Okay. So there was a scenario that kind of played out. So I guess the talk of the town across NFL, ESPN, Dan Orlovsky circles is in some world, Ty Simpson's a better quarterback than Fernando Mendoza. Said at some point, Mendoza supposedly didn't play in any big games. I don't know. He only beat Ohio State in the Big Ten championship. He only won the national title. He only played in the college football playoff. He only turned Indiana football around. I mean, he didn't do much in his NFL career. So maybe the Raiders should pass up on Mendoza and draft Ty Simpson. Listen, I'm not crapping over Mendoza or Ty Simpson. I think they're both going to be pretty good special players, hopefully generational players, hopefully. But in the Wild West world of the National Football League, what if Tom Brady woke up on draft day? By the way, you can have a Tom Brady signed jersey at sportsmemorabilia.com, by the way. What if Tom Brady wakes up and he says to the Davis family, Ty Simpson is the future of our organization. We're rolling with Ty Simpson, number 1 draft pick. Mendoza falls to number 2. My lovely producer, Eli Moon, texted me this today. He might have to explain himself in a few seconds. If Mendoza was there at number 2, do you trade your first round pick? He said multiple first. So in my mind, I don't want to put words in Eli's mouth here. He's going to defend himself in 2 seconds. In my mind, multiple technically is 2 or more. But when you say multiple, that means, in my eyes, your 2 first-round picks from this year, first-round pick next year, and who knows if that Browns rule passes where you can give up picks 5 years down the line, a few other picks. And you trade those picks for Mendoza. And then he added here, because we talked before the show, maybe Myles Garrett. We'll talk to Myles Garrett angle in a few seconds. Mr. Golden Child, you're going to have to come on the screen here. I know this was a produced idea here, but my mind was kind of circulating and stuff.
Yeah.
Is Mendoza that special of a player that he is worth multiple first-round picks of that 2 spot, and the Browns should jump up and grab him?
So here's the reality of the situation, AA. There's a few different things going on. One, the Browns are in a position of need at quarterback because we don't know who the starting quarterback is going to be, apparently. I believe it's going to be Shedeur Sanders. But if you're the Cleveland Browns, it seems like they don't know if it's going to be, as to your point, Deshaun Watson. They don't know if it's going to be Shedeur Sanders. They don't know if it's going to be Ty Simpson. They're not sure who it's going to be. Who knows who it could be at this point. But one thing's for certain. Fernando Mendoza is a stud. This is the guy who was going into the College Football Playoff National Championship throwing barely any incompletions. I mean, it was just, zero, if not 1 interception up to that point. I mean, the guy is a stud. So, yes, if I were the Cleveland Browns and he slipped to number 2, I would entertain the idea of giving up 6 and a first in the future, which is why the Cleveland Browns have submitted a rule change to trade multiple firsts up into 5 years instead of 3 years, AA, so they can have flexibility for either this or a Myles Garrett trade. Whatever works out. Because here's the reality of the situation. The Browns have multiple first-round picks. They can use those to go get their guy. Use 6, use multiple firsts, get the rule change submitted. They can trade 3, 4 firsts to go get this guy if they wanted to. I'm not saying give up 3, 4, but if that's what it's going to take and you can still keep on the 24, okay. You get your guy. If this is your guy, if this is Todd Monken's guy, go get him. And here's the other situation. I don't know if you saw today, AA. I'm sure you did. You're always very well informed. But the Browns restructured a little bit of Myles Garrett's deal where his trade window is now September instead of March. If I read everything right, that means the Browns have a little bit more flexibility when it comes to trading Myles Garrett. They don't have to really panic before the draft. So if Fernando Mendoza, if all of these pundits around the league and everything, and Dan Orlovsky, and I've heard from other people that they think Mendoza might be there. If he is AA, and we've been screaming he's the consensus #1 overall pick, and let's just go back to 3-4 months ago on this network when we were saying, do you put yourself in position to get Mendoza? I've talked to people around me that have been like, Mendoza is that dude. I mean, he's a Heisman winner. He seems to read the field real well. You're not going to have to worry about him getting in any trouble. The jokes were already written if he was going to Vegas. I mean, he's the good guy going to Vegas. But I think it would just make a ton of sense if the Browns really felt he was the guy. And I believe, here, let me just be very clear, though. I believe in Shedeur Sanders. I'm not saying I necessarily would do this. But I think the Browns front office is in love with the idea of going out and drafting a first-round quarterback. They really haven't done that since Baker Mayfield. And so it's been a long time.
I was going to say, and also technically, if we had this conversation last year at this date, a year ago, Shedeur Sanders was considered a first-round top 5 draft pick.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
You do have that. Now, we'll talk to Myles Garrett component in 2 seconds. The Jets right now have the second pick in the draft, if I'm correct here. The Jets have the second pick. Mm-hmm. So I think if this scenario played out, though, I think the Jets would want to take him.
They would, but they also have Aaron Glenn as their head coach, who's a defensive-minded guy.
I know.
You see what they did in Detroit with Aiden Hutchinson and the defensive, line there in Detroit. So I just don't think it would be out of the realm of possibility if Aaron Glenn said, hey, New York, you kept me. You got rid of everybody else on my staff. We basically cleaned house except for me. Go get me a guy I can anchor on my defense. You got rid of Sauce Gardner. You got rid of Quinnen Williams. Go get me a guy that I can anchor on my defense. And we'll wait another year. We'll wait for the Arch Manning, Dante Moore class. We may not be there yet. We'll wait another year. Where the Browns...
And they could trade down to execute that, by the way.
Exactly.
They could trade down to do that.
Exactly. And then the Browns get, in their mind, their guy. Like I said, I'm okay with Shedeur Sanders being the guy, and I do believe he has a lot of talent. But I think anybody saying that if Mendoza was there and they want to entertain trading a first, 2 first, or Myles Garrett, who's already disgruntled in Cleveland, to go get a potential franchise quarterback, I don't think we're having the same conversation.
Well, and thank you, Eli. I think the other factor too, with all this has to be a Todd Monken, Andrew Berry, I guess, unified decision. And I mention that because I cannot stress this enough. This is Andrew Berry's last opportunity, and this is Todd Monken's only opportunity to have his guy. If he feels, and there was a clip that we were playing a month ago. We don't have it in the system anymore, but Channel 19, Ashley Holder was interviewing Todd Monken, and the tone I got from the interview, this was right after his introductory press conference, the tone I got from that interview was that he was not sold on any quarterback in this current QB room. None. He liked them. He likes what he sees from Shedeur. He likes what he sees from Deshaun. Dylan Gabriel's still here too. It's like he likes them personally. But I didn't get the sense that he looked at any of those guys in the room and said, that is my guy. If the opportunity presented itself with Mendoza at 2, I would imagine a Todd Monken saying, that's my guy, and I can succeed. Because that draft class that Eli just talked about in 2027, Todd Monken, if things don't work out this year, Todd Monken won't be here in 2027 to see that draft class. He won't. And Andrew Berry may not be here either. Because again, in my view, 2027 is a hard reset in the NFL. This is the year where you can jump the gun and do what you need to do. Jump the gun on that. Especially again, that AFC North, it is attainable. You only need 10 wins to get there. And I like again, I don't think you trade both of your first, but it might be what it takes. If you want to get Mendoza, it might take that because there are other teams that need that franchise quarterback. The flip side of that, are you doing that with Ty Simpson? No. if Ty Simpson is at number 2, no. But Hanford Dixon, he was on a podcast, I believe on Big Play, and he mentioned Ty Simpson may not be there. He may not fall to 6. So I think that this has to be a situation where Todd Monken and Andrew Berry, they have to identify, wait a minute, are either of those guys, like, is the second best quarterback better than any quarterback in our QB room? And it's a Todd Monken decision. If it was me, I'm saying no, you got to build up your roster. Get your offensive, get your elite receiver, get that alpha receiver, get that, make that happen. But build that up, see what you have with Shedeur Sanders. If it works with Shedeur Sanders, you're flirting with the playoffs. If it doesn't work with Shedeur Sanders or Deshaun Watson, you're going to have a good draft pick next year, and any one of the 8 available quarterbacks in the 2027 class could be a quarterback of the franchise. So you'll be in good position. All right, before we get to what I got, we'll talk to Myles Garrett component on the other side of the break. I wanted to show you something real quick. That is available at sportsmemorabilia.com. That's Torrey Wilson. You can get that sportsmemorabilia.com. Look at that. Look, man. Look at that. Yeah. That's from, oh man, what year is that from? 2003. Don't worry, she still looks good in 2026. Sign available at this. It's almost gone too. It actually shows you to the status. It's almost gone. You got to go to the link, the QR code, sportsmemorabilia.com. Speaking of candy, BA Sweeties. Want to get some good candy. Okay, other than that photo we just showed. Get some good candy. BA Sweeties, as we are coming close to Easter. We're coming close to perhaps the best holiday for candy and treats ever. When you walk into BA Sweeties here in Northeast Ohio and Cleveland, Ohio, on the Interstate 480 Ridge Road exit, Brook Park Road, when you walk in, it smells like candy. Tastes like candy. BA Sweeties has you covered. Just when you walk in, just grab the basket. It's just, I'm not saying go supermarket sweep style. It's just, but, you know, get this item, get the popcorns, get the jelly beans, get the Airheads, get the bubble gum, the toxic waste, get the Peeps for Easter, get your drinks as well, get all that stuff, get a Kit Kat and peanut butter cups. You're going to be set. And when you go to check out, if you have an order, if your cart is worth $40 or more, mention the word lollipop, you get $5 off of your order if you mention the word lollipop. That's BA Sweeties. Again, Interstate 480, the Ridge Road exit. Make a left on Brook Park Road and go from there. All right. We'll talk a little about Myles Garrett when we come back. Also, a few Unpack Wednesday stories to get to on the other side of this break, plus the workout of the week. Midnight Run with Anthony Alford comes right back right after this.
This is Midnight Run on the Inside Edge Network. Here's your host, Anthony Alford.
Welcome back to the show. I got some quick thoughts on baseball's opening day. Interesting nugget with the Yankees and Giants coming up in a little bit. Our own Ryan Moss here on the Inside Edge Network. You could hear him on the Commissioner's Couch podcast, him and David Calhoun. He and his wife, Holly, has a wedding photography business. That's been in operation for about a decade now. Mosser Moments Photography. They do a great job capturing the photos, capturing the moments. Your wedding day is not just you just wake up, it's time for a wedding. No, it is an event. It's a cornerstone moment of your life. And you want those moments to be captured, and not just captured. You want people you trust to capture those moments, and they're going to do that. Ryan Mosser and Holly Mosser, husband and wife combo, they have shot photography for over 100 weddings over the last 10 years, and their website is fantastic. MosserMomentsPhotography.com. And again, you go to the QR code on the corner, you can see all the info and all the stuff they've done. But your wedding day and everything that's surrounding your wedding, it's about storytelling and the photos that tell the story of how beautiful your life is and how beautiful your life is going to become when you are married to that special someone, or if you're standing next to the one that's marrying their loved one. Mosser Moments Photography captures that. And our own Inside Edge Network, Ryan Mosser and his wife, Holly, they do a great job with that. For more details, go to the QR code and check them out, MosserMomentsPhotography.com, and sign up. And listen, the wedding season is going to be busy this year. I'm sure it's going to be busy even next year, so you want to get ahead of that. Get them on your list. They are from right here in Northeast Ohio, so get them signed up. A couple of nuggets here. Real quick on Myles Garrett. Sorry, I'm jumping around a little bit. Myles Garrett, Eli and I talked about it a little bit last segment. The Browns reworked his deal. Now, my understanding, according, Zach Jackson mentioned this. My understanding, he's going to be here post June 1st. So this is not a situation where, all right, cool, we're trading Myles Garrett tomorrow. Myles Garrett's going to be here. He'll at least be here going into September. Now, from there, who knows? But now there's an opportunity for the Browns. And what's important about this, if he is traded, and I believe Myles Garrett does have a no-trade clause still, but let's just say he is traded, his new team, in a hypothetical situation, his new team would be responsible for paying the entirety of his deal, which I believe $32 million per year. Like, they would be responsible for that. The Browns wouldn't take on that price anymore. It would be the new team. So, a couple housekeeping notes there on Myles Garrett. The New York Yankees won today, 7-0 against the San Francisco Giants. The game was over after the second inning. 5 runs as we get going on Unpack Wednesdays. 5 runs in the second inning in a game that started, I think, minutes before Inside Edge Prime Time started. But 7-0, the final. Is Aaron Judge losing it? I bring it up for one reason and one reason only. 8 out of 9 guys for the New York Yankees had a hit. You know who did not have a hit? Only one guy in the Yankees lineup did not have a hit. It's this dude named Aaron Judge. Some dude named Aaron Judge. It's the only one that did not have a hit. And I got this, and Eli, come on the screen here for a second because you'll get a kick out of this statistic from ESPN Insights. Despite the 7-0 win, Aaron Judge went 0 for 5 with 4 strikeouts. He did not have a single 4 strikeout game in the 2025 season. And again, we're talking about the reigning AL MVP, Aaron Judge.
Yeah, it's crazy, you know, and I think 2 things. One, that shouldn't last. Guardians fans, obviously, we would hope that lasts a little bit longer, you know, that'd be good for the AL. Number 2, that Yankees offense is scary because the fact that he didn't really produce today and they put up 7 runs against Logan Webb, mind you, a guy who in the World Baseball Classic was the guy they were trotting out to start off the World Baseball Classic to the mound because he is a stud and he's a Giants ace and he got rocked. I mean, he had 6 strikeouts, but he got rocked in that second inning. That was the 5-run inning, and yeah, I mean, we'd like to think that this is going to last a while for Aaron Judge, but the guy has won 3 MVPs, 2022 MVP, 24, 25 back-to-back. I mean, he's one of 13 players, I believe, to do that in MLB history, so we'll see. But yeah, it's always good to see somebody struggle. Just unfortunately, the Yankees did okay around him.
Yeah, it's like it's like if you're facing the Michael Jordan-led Chicago Bulls, it's the one game where Michael Jordan struggles, but like everybody else shows up, and it's like, dude, come on, are you serious? Are you effing serious? The other big thing that happened in sports, the Boston Celtics. Oh yeah, this game wasn't on national TV, which is nuts. The Boston Celtics defeated the Oklahoma City Thunder, and I didn't realize OKC went into this game on a 12-game win streak, but I believe this is their first loss this month. And it was Jaylen Brown leading the way. He had 31 points, scored 14 of those points in the third quarter. I'll tell you what, if we obviously as a Cavs fan, I want the Cavs to win the title. Duh, obviously. I will admit, OKC and Boston, that will be a fun NBA Finals. It will be a painful NBA Finals for the officials because they have no effing clue how to call fouls against Jaylen Brown or Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City, when you watch them play, man, hands are all over the place, and they don't call it. The refs do not call fouls against Oklahoma City. And despite what you may say about, you know, I made a take about Jaylen Brown a few weeks ago. I'm like, you cannot, and you can, yes, you can, you're taught to use your offhand, you know, kind of guard. And you can do that and dribble, but you can't shove guys on your way to the basket. You can't do that. And some Celtics fans were on TikTok, on our Inside Edge TikTok, was like shut your bitch ass up. You don't have any issue with that whatsoever. Like, stop it. All right, go to the finals and do something about it. All right, stop crying to the refs and go from there. All right. Stop it. Man, you finally, 5 weeks into this show, you finally got Unhinged AA. Boom, there you have it. All right. But a big-time performance. It will be a fun finals, if that is the finals. Boston and OKC. Still can't believe, though, it was on national TV. I guess apparently the Thunder hit their ESPN limit of appearances. I'm like, you could have, come on now. You could have dropped one of the games. Actually, the way they got away around that in the past, the games just didn't air in Oklahoma City. Like, that should have aired to a national audience, and people would have People would have liked that. So I don't know. That's nuts. Also, we did get word with the NFL. The Seattle Seahawks, the defending Super Bowl champions, they will open on a Wednesday night in September. The home opener, the traditional kickoff at the Super Bowl champions. The banner will be on NBC, but it will be on Wednesday night. And the reason why is because the Rams and Niners are going to play a Thursday game in Australia. We do not have a kickoff time. And again, both these games are in week 1. We don't have a kickoff time yet for the Thursday Australia game, but it will be Thursday, September 10th here, Friday, September 11th there. So I would imagine you're probably looking at, ideally at 8 o'clock. So I don't know, because Australia, the time difference is nuts. It is not a favorable time difference. It really isn't. Like, it would not shock me if this game was played at 11 o'clock Eastern time, 11 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. It's just, it's not favorable there. But, I mean, it's going to be on a streamer, so we'll see what happens. We'll see who ends up getting that. But, the NFL, they're looking at adding Thanksgiving Eve games and stuff like that. I don't know. We're going to be out of time. We're not going to have a chance to really talk about this, but I want to dive into this next week. Mike Florio mentioned in various interviews, and it's not his idea. It was just something that he has heard and it's tossed. Super Bowl 62 in Atlanta. Super Bowl 62 is going to take place February of 2028. So not this upcoming season, but the following season. That Super Bowl does not have a date. And Florio's understanding, and I agree, that's the target date, season, when the NFL wants to push out 18-game regular seasons. We might dive. This might be a main event topic on Sunday. Now, what Florio mentioned was interesting. He did point out there could be a 17-game player limit. So they're proactively promoting load management. There's so much to this that, 30 seconds of airtime is not going to allow me to get into, nor my voice at this point. But it's a fascinating story. We'll talk more about that in the coming days. My workout of the week as we close out, shoulder presses. Works on that back. Get that form, get it going. And again, as I mentioned before, it's not about how much weight you're putting on. It's about doing the exercise correctly, getting the right form, and going from there. And in case anybody cared to know that woman was not at the gym today, so I don't have a follow-up story. I might have chased her away. If you don't know, watch yesterday's show. You'll know why. I don't know if I can listen to rap music other than Eli's music at the gym anymore, because it's all sexually provocative, and I'm mouthing out the words, and I got women around me and stuff. I'm like, no, that's not what I meant. No. I was at set 3. Here we go. All right, we're done with the show. Thank you again for all your support, all your love. Thank you to Eli. Thank you to our entire team. Thank you to our sponsors and the fans, everybody, for tuning in. I'll be back Friday morning with the Side Hustle Wrestling Podcast, myself and Kyle Cornell. We got a lot to break down there in the world of pro wrestling. And then Eli and I and Rob Rizicki will be back on Sunday with the main event here on the Inside Edge Network. Remember, tomorrow, Commissioner's Couch Podcast at 7. And then 9 o'clock, special start time for Inside Edge Primetime. Eli Moon, Chad Bryan. 9 o'clock tomorrow, leading into Guardians and Mariners. All right, have a good night, everybody. Get some rest. Go to bed. Go to sleep. Y'all got to work in the morning and get paid. Payday is close, right? Unless you get paid on the 30th, then you got to wait through the weekend. Boy, that sucks. Good night.